Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Wow, what's new? I'm sitting in front of my closet, but honestly, it's the one spot in my room that I can sit that has the best lighting, so here we are. But anyway, today is a Q&A. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I was gonna try to pick a theme to it or maybe have you guys ask me deeper questions, but maybe we'll save that for another time. I decided to just kind of have you guys ask me whatever. I wanted to do a more chill, relaxed video this week because work has been kicking me in the booty lately and I have had a very full schedule and I've been going non-stop and I'm exhausted, but I haven't really done any kind of Q&A in a while and I have gotten a couple requests for that recently, so I figured why not, let's just go with it. I'm just gonna go ahead and start reading some of these off. I asked them on my Instagram. A lot of them are related to Disney, so I don't really know where I was going with that. I got this one a couple times. What's your favorite restaurant and quick service at Disney? These have always been my favorites. Favorite quick service is Satuli Canteen in Animal Kingdom, and favorite restaurant is Ohana at the Polynesian Resort. This question I got asked twice, I think, and I really like this one. It says, what is your favorite thing about living in Orlando other than being right by Disney? It's kind of hard to explain because it's a lot combined into one, but the best word I could use to explain it would probably be the environment, and that's not just the people, because the people is a big part of it. So back in Maryland, everyone was kind of dull and like boring and grimy and stinky and smelly. But here in Florida, because I was gonna say not just in Orlando, but just in Florida in general and in the South in general, people are so much nicer because they're by the sun, which is another part of the environment. Just like the fact that it's warm and bright and happy. Everyone is super nice. I've had a lot of great conversations with literal strangers, like just the environment, the neighborhood, like all of my neighbors are really nice. Even without talking to people, you can just feel the positive energy, I guess, coming from the people that live here. This one is super random, but I literally loved it and I want to answer this. What are your favorite Barbie movies? I grew up watching Barbie. Like, I was obsessed. I'm always gonna remember what my two favorites were as a kid, and they probably still are to this day, but the Rapunzel one. Of course, like, what else would we expect? Rapunzel has always been my favorite ever since I was a kid, but yeah, fun fact, I would literally always talk about that movie and I would talk about how I wanted to grow my hair to the floor. She also does art, and I've also always loved art. She would like paint, and I remember there was this scene where she like painted her dresses on or something, and I would, every time I watched the movie, I would go back and I would rewatch it like over and over. The other one that I loved was the Barbie Nutcracker movie. Oh my gosh, of course, because there was dance involved. I have 4 younger sisters, so you can only imagine. We had a drawer in our TV stand. Like our TV stand had several drawers where we put the movies. We had a full drawer dedicated to Barbie movies. So if that tells you enough. Another Disney one, a lot of people asked me this, and I get this every time that I do a Q&A, whether it's just on like Instagram randomly or if it's a video that I'm filming, but what's your favorite ride at each Disney park? My favorite ride overall is Expedition Everest in Animal Kingdom, but that's my favorite one in that park. In Magic Kingdom, I'd probably say Splash Mountain. In Epcot, it's definitely Soarin'. And in Hollywood Studios, that is a hard one because they have 2 new rides that are both amazing, but I've always really loved Tower of Terror, so I feel like I'm gonna pick that. But I do love the new ones, which are Rise of the Resistance and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Someone asked, are you dating anyone? Well, I wasn't gonna tell you guys, but no, I am 200% single. This one I really do want to answer because I feel like a lot of people want to know the answer to this if they haven't actually been to Disney since this whole pandemic situation. But someone asked, is Disney still as fun as it normally is during COVID? What's different about it? Asking if it's still as fun is kind of a hard thing to answer because I don't want to say that it's not as fun, but it's definitely different. Like, they don't have character meet and greets, they don't have fireworks shows, they close earlier, so you don't really get to see the park at night, and there's very limited options in terms of food and stuff like that. So it depends on each person. For me, it's just something I got used to because I'm a pass holder and I live here, so I just have been going for the sake of riding all the rides. I mean, the good thing is, the positives are the queues are much shorter, the wait times are not as long at all, and there's a lot more room to walk around. There's not like huge crowds. It's good and bad. It's just something that I feel like people should look at as it's different. I really like this question. What is your outfit inspiration? You always have the cutest fits. Thank you. That means so much to me. I would say is a cross between 90s and 2000s. My favorite YouTuber, Marla Catherine. I love her outfits. I love the way she dresses. Another YouTuber that I watch, Abigail St. John. I really love the way that she dresses too. So I guess that's the inspiration. Someone asked, if you weren't working at Disney, what would you be doing instead? I don't know if you mean like if I didn't have this job, like if I didn't actually find this job that I found recently. If it's that, then I probably would still be working at a Publix. I did mention this before in one of my videos, I think, but I was working at a Publix after my college program. If you mean like if Disney wasn't a career option, it's ironic that you asked this because I was just talking to one of my coworkers about this. I'm not gonna get into it too much. Okay, basically, yes, I went to school for psychology. I have not gotten a master's, but I do have the bachelor's. And yes, after I did my college program, I was like, well, I love working here. I love working at Disney. This is where I want to end up. VIP tours at Disney is still a dream of mine, but at the same time, I could also see myself doing something with psychology. And I don't mean like go become a counselor, go get a degree in counseling, because like I don't know if getting my master's is something that's in my plan. But at the same time, I'm wondering if maybe there is something that I could find, because I've always wanted to work with kids. When I majored in psychology, my intent was always to work with kids and to do something like that. Trying to pull Disney and wanting to work with kids together, one thing that has always had my interest was Make-A-Wish. I just have all of these mixed ideas kind of going in my head, and obviously right now we're in the middle of a pandemic, and I definitely don't want to start trying to find something like that right now because I know that nothing is really open. So that's why I am where I am. We will see what happens. I got asked this a few times, my favorite thrifting find. Thank you for asking that. I am very proud of my thrifting abilities lately because I have found some good stuff. Okay, so I went and pulled my 2 top favorites right now. I have 2. Found at the same place on the same day. I showed it in my thrift haul, but these pants, honestly, they might be guys' pants, but they're high-waisted and they're a little longer, which I've been looking for a pair of shorts like that, and I never find shorts when I thrift. I was very excited to find that. And then the next thing is, of course, this Disney t-shirt from 2000, and it's in perfectly good condition. Those are my 2 current favorite thrift finds because it kind of rotates as I thrift more. Do you listen to musicals? And if so, what's your favorite? I actually used to watch musicals a lot more often than I do now. I used to really be into old musicals. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them, but my favorite was Hello Dolly. In terms of just like current, yeah, I guess you could say current musicals, I love Wicked. What is that when there's like a Broadway show touring, but it's not actually in Broadway? I saw it in Baltimore, Maryland, but I'm sure you get what I mean. Like, I know that you can actually see shows in Broadway, but there's like the Broadway musical. I did see that like in person. I saw the show. It was amazing. But yeah, Wicked would be my favorite. I do need to get into it more because it's ironic that you asked that. I really did used to be into it. This is a really cool question. If you could remodel an entire land at Disney Park, what would it be? Okay, if anyone likes this land, then please don't come after me, but Storybook Circus in Magic Kingdom. No one goes there. If they do, maybe it's for the Dumbo ride, but like other than that, it's all the way in the back of the park. Like, you need to have something more appealing. And in terms of what I'd remodel it to, that's a question I'd have to put more thought into. Okay, so one thing that I'm noticing in these questions is a lot of you guys ask me a lot of college program questions, and I have answered these a lot. So I would definitely recommend checking out my Disney College Program Q&A because I did do one of those. It's not marked as a Q&A, but it says like all about the DCP. I can link it in my description box, but I did do a part 1 and part 2 of that, and I literally sat down and answered all the questions that people had about it. Definitely check out that video. My friend Michaela asked, what is your favorite pastry where you work in France? So you guys definitely need to come by the bakery because that's one of the places that I work at in France, and I would say my favorite pastry is either the creme brulee, because of course you can't go wrong with that, but also there's this one called the Napoleon, and it's like cream layered with pastry crumbles kind of, and then it has icing on top. Chef's Kiss, if you are in Epcot, definitely come check it out. I got asked this one a couple times, what do I use to edit my videos? I use Final Cut Pro. A lot of you were asking what I recommend. I do recommend it, however it is a little pricey. It is worth it in my opinion, so I would recommend as an alternative. For me personally, I actually used to use this. It's called Filmora. That's another editing software that I used when I didn't have a Mac and when I couldn't afford Final Cut. A lot of people asked, what do you miss most about the college program. My friends, and not even just my friends, but my coworkers and all of the young people that I was around and the people that I met some of my best friends there, and now they aren't here because they didn't stay in Florida. I was the only one who did. So also just being at Disney around the holidays, and I know that's not something that just pertains to a college program, but I do miss that time. Like, it really was prime time. This one says, if we ever see you in Disney, could we take a picture with you? Absolutely. I know that a lot of you guys have actually DM'd me saying like, oh, I saw you at the parks, but I was too afraid to come up to you, or like I didn't want to bother you or something. Like, if I'm at the parks, don't think that like it's a bother or that you're interrupting me with what I'm doing. I'm totally fine with it, and yeah, you can absolutely take a picture with me. A lot of people are asking me what's your dream job, and that kind of goes along with the question that I answered before about like my different career paths and everything. My Disney dream job is VIP tours, but in terms of all the other stuff, I kind of already covered most of that. What are you most excited for coming up in the holidays? I am very happy with this question because I am so freaking pumped for Halloween. Halloween is my absolute favorite holiday. Christmas is like a close tie with it, but I am obsessed with Halloween. I'm excited to decorate. I definitely will be making a video doing that. I love baking. Maybe I'll do like a fall bake with me or something like that. I'm not sure. Another big thing is the flavored drinks that they have at Dunkin', of course. I have already consumed like 37 pumpkin iced coffees with oat milk because Dunkin' has oat milk now. How about a pumpkin carving with me? Did I just discover something? Comment below, should I do that? Very last question, what advice do you have for small YouTube creators? So I personally consider myself a small YouTuber, like definitely, and I'm still learning myself, but the advice that I'd have, number one, is absolutely be yourself. And I say this about basically everything in life, but put out the content that you want to put out, especially when you're first starting out. Now, of course, once you make a lot of videos and start gaining more subscribers, you can start asking people for like video ideas, but I would definitely say that a big piece of advice is to be yourself. If you're doing what you want to do and you're putting your personality into your videos, people are gonna love you because they're gonna know that you're not trying to be fake. Like, you can tell when someone is trying to be someone else. Don't try too hard, don't overthink it. Just go with what you want to do and don't try to put too much pressure on yourself. Another thing, don't try to put pressure on yourself with uploading days, uploading times. I have gotten into more of a schedule, but if you're trying to figure things out, if you have a schedule, if you have a work schedule or school schedule, don't tell yourself you need to upload this or else like your channel's gonna fail. And another big tip I would say is to keep a journal. Not necessarily, you know, take notes in it every single day about ideas that you have for your channel, but one thing that has definitely helped me is using a journal to jot down ideas. So if I ever come up with a video idea, I will write it down on a list, because I do have a list of all my video ideas. I'll just add to it. Make note of it, because then all of these random thoughts that you have and the ideas that you have about your channel, you can just put them into a journal and then you don't have to worry about remembering them later on. So that was the last question that I had. Thank you guys, whoever went on my Instagram and sent in those questions. Speaking of all of that YouTuber slash video stuff that I was talking about, I don't know if it's gonna be anytime soon, but part of me kind of wants to take a tiny bit of a break. Work has been a lot for me recently, and I've had long hours, and I've had a lot of things that I've had to get done that I've kind of slacked off on. Sometimes I put so much pressure on myself, which, like I said, I literally just recommended that as please don't do that. But like I said, I do want to start making holiday videos, but maybe before then, I don't know. I may take a small break, maybe a couple weeks I won't upload, but I just don't want you guys to think that when I don't upload that I'm slacking. And I hate that I do that because I am trying to upload once every week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here. Like I always say, make sure to comment below if you have any video ideas. I already mentioned that a little bit in this video. So as always, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.